Out of all of my shares to buy today videos, I've never done this before. I've never bought shares in a stock that I've had to mention on this series, but this stock was just too good to resist. If you want to find out what these shares to buy today in February 2021 are, then you need to keep watching this, guys. But before we proceed further, I need you guys to do something. I need you guys to tell me how much these videos that I'm producing each and every Sunday at 3 p.m. is helping you out there. And the best way to do that, guys, is by liking this video, sharing it too, and subscribing with the notification bell on if you haven't done so already. So now onto these shares to buy today. Just to give you a little bit of background on this stock, I've been wanting to buy a stock like this in this market specifically for a while now, guys, because I can really see this market expanding in the next 5 years. Mark my words. And it's the 5G market. But first, let me explain my reasoning behind all of this. You see, as bad as 2020 was for the whole UK economy, with coronavirus being at its peak, the government still insisted on installing these 5G masts. This is crazy when you think about it, because as financially crippled as they were, forking out billions of pounds paying for majority of the economy being furloughed, they still persisted with installing these 5G masts in the middle of a pandemic, people. Instead, what actually slowed down the process was the fact that the UK government wanted to banish all Chinese imports, hence punishing China at the time for starting this whole coronavirus thing. And with the majority of the 5G masks being manufactured by Huawei, a well-established Chinese company, this hence hindered the whole installation process, while the UK economy looked for a more suitable manufacturer to make way. My point in all of this is that when it comes to the government stopping a technological advancement, it tends to be for financial reasons. But no, not in this case, people. Actually, what's causing it is something else. And instead, what it shows is that the government is fully pushing for this 5G, harder than anyone else is actually. And when the government pushes for something as hard as they are in this, as an investor, there is always opportunities to make some serious money from it. And with these shares to buy today, this stock is in the middle of all of this. So if you couldn't have guessed by now, the stock that I'm on about is called Spirent Communications with the ticker symbol SPT.L in the London Stock Exchange. And at this time of recording, this stock has a share price of £2.60. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if by the time I've released this video, it's gone up in value. And rightfully so. Because what they do specifically in the 5G market is that they test for 5G and broadband connections as new products and services come out. I really like the sound of this because instead of just going with one of the 5G market leaders, like EE's BT Group or Vodafone, for example, they remain neutral, guys, and offer their products and services to the whole 5G market. Why go with one competitor when you can have a piece of each and every one of those competitors in the whole market? It just makes sense, people. And they're also nowhere near reaching their full potential because right now they're in the ftse 250 with a current market cap of just under £2 billion. But as 5G does start to pick up, which there is talks of it doing so later on this year and also in 2022, I can easily see the stock walking into the ftse 100 big leagues. And no doubt will this also show in their share price rising as well. But enough of that, let's see what their financial documents say. Beginning with the income statement, you know what I like to look for. Over the last 4 years, this stock has generally risen. This is a good indication that they're growing. But what they're doing while they're growing is that they're keeping their costs relatively controlled, because this then means that they can keep more of their revenue as profit, people. But in particular, it's the net profit that I'm on about, because they've got to keep 15% of their revenue as net profit. This is quite a feat when you think about it, because most stocks that I've checked, it tends to be this sort of figure in the gross profit region. But for them to keep it in the net profit after all of their taxes and expenses have been paid for, this is quite impressive. But this income statement is just 1/3 of the financials. Let's see what the others are saying as well. And to no surprise, they've got a strong balance sheet too. Just in their total current assets alone of roughly £348 million, they're able to cover almost all of their total liabilities 1.75 times. So this is very liquid money that they can access if they really need to, guys. This is a crazy amount of money that they have to play around with. And they've got a huge amount of money in their cash equivalents and barely any long-term debts. This is one of the most financially secure stocks that I've seen in a while. But one thing that I don't like is this section right here. It's the intangible assets and goodwill section. It's just over 160 million when you add them both together. I don't like this section, guys, because it gives stocks an opportunity to distort their balance sheet, making it look better than what it is by putting in figures in this section right here. So you guys know what I do. I like to subtract it from the total equity, of currently 402 million. This brings it down to 242 million pounds as the total equity, with the true balance sheet effectively And you guys can probably tell that it's still very impressive. This stock is just so cash rich. But let's see what the cash flow statement has to say about all of this. As you can see, their cash from operating activity has a general trend of upwards, which is good to see. But their most recent year, people, has almost doubled compared to what last year was. This shows that this stock is growing and at an alarming rate too. Now, their cash from investing activities has fluctuated a bit, but it's still negative and still shows their willingness to want to invest in other things and grow further. And it's a similar sort of story for their cash from financing activities as well, people. Even though it's massively negative, it shows that this stock is so cash rich that they're able to pay off their debtors and investors. From this, you guys can probably tell why I invested in this stock. Now, don't get it twisted. I still think you guys should do your own due diligence before you invest in any stock. But these shares to buy today in Spirent Communication, looking at their financials, is just so impressive, people. My question for you guys is, what are you going to do knowing what you know now? Tell me all about it down in the comment box below. Maybe you might have been looking at other 5G stocks. If so, why haven't you come across Spirent Communications? Or were you able to find something better? I want to know all about it, guys. But before you go, make sure to do me a big favor, and that's like this video, share it too, and subscribe with notification bell on as well. It's your favorite YouTuber, Learning Finance, sharing my thoughts and my experiences with you guys every Sunday at 3 p.m. Have a great day, people. Bye. Oh.